This video is going to have a look at all the different ways that you can get photos and videos onto your iPad, including importing them from a camera connection kit or from a computer, using photo apps like Photo Transfer, Photosync, syncing with iTunes, saving it to the cloud services like Google Drive and Flickr, SkyDrive and PhotoStream. The best way to get photos onto your iPad is actually take them yourself. With the iPad's camera and with the camera app, you can take a picture, and here's a picture of the desk I'm sitting at. And that picture will go straight to your camera roll. So in the Photos app, in the Photos tab, are all the photos that you've taken with the camera or imported from somewhere other means. And the last photo that you have taken will be at the bottom of the photo. Once you have hundreds and hundreds of photos, and in my case I have a few thousand photos, it's difficult to find them all, so consider organising your photos into albums, and you can do that in a couple of ways. The first way is from the Photos tab, tap the Edit button and then select all the photos that you want to put into an album. So I'm just going to pick a few. And then once I've done that, tap the Add To, and add to either an existing album or create a new one. So I'll create a new album and call it My Holiday, and save that. And there's the album in the we're now in the Albums tab, and My Holidays is there. I can add more to that album by simply going to Edit, Add Photos, which takes me back to the camera roll, so I can add in a couple of more, and that will add more to that existing album. You can do a slideshow of that album also by selecting a transition, selecting some music if you wanted to put music with it, and starting the slideshow. The other way to create an album is going into the Albums tab and tap the plus and give it the name of an album. Just make something up, My Photos, and then you'll be presented with the camera roll where you can then start to select some photos. So I'll select a few of the dog and the cat, and done. And I've got a new one. So that's one way, getting photos and videos into your iPad using the camera app and then organising them within the Photos app. Now you can also get photos into the iPad from the internet. So if I was to go into Safari and onto a web page, go to the 9MSN page, the news site that aggregates all the news, so picking an article, and if there's a photo connected to it, there's one here. Holding your finger on that photo, you're presented with a number of options depending on what that image is or media is. In this case it's a picture, so I can save that picture or I could copy that picture. So I'm going to save that image, and that image is now gone into the camera roll, so back into the Photos app, into Photos, and go to the very bottom, and there's the picture that I just sent. Save an image from any website just by tapping it and clicking Save Image. Now you can also import images from a camera connection kit. So if you have a camera that has an SD card or a camera with a USB connection, the camera connection kit, which you can buy from Apple stores or any store that sells computers, connects directly to the camera, connects the camera directly to the iPad, and you can then import the pictures in. I can also take a screen capture, and that will be saved as an image. So if I wanted a screen capture of this page, it's going to take not only the image but everything around it, holding the home button and the sleep wake button at the same time for a couple of seconds. The screen will flash, and that takes a screen capture. Now if I go back to the Photos app, that screen capture is now in the bottom. That is the screen capture which is taken. One of the ways to get images from the computer onto your iPad is to sync the iPad using iTunes. So this is iTunes. The device has been selected, so it's connected via the cable USB into the computer, other end into the dock on the iPad, and I've selected the Photos tab, and I want to synchronize photos from my computer to the iPad. And at the moment it's syncing photos from the pictures folder, and you have to choose where you want the pictures to come from, and I've selected just one folder, which is pictures of the dog. If I set all folders, then everything in the pictures folder would be synchronized across, and you can see it's changed now to 5,400 photos. Once I hit apply, it'll start to sync across. I don't want all of those pictures though, so I'm going to select the folder. I only want this one, Harry. Now I could pick some other ones too, so maybe I'll pick some of the cat as well. Now there's 57 photos, and as soon as I hit apply and sync, that will start those photos importing into the iPad, synchronizing across from my computer to the iPad. And if you follow up at the top, you can follow the syncing process, and it goes through a number of steps. So at the moment it's going to back up before it starts to sync, copy across any apps, any other changes, and last of all will be the photos. So it's copying the photos across. It's quite quick. Some of them must be already there because it's only copying 29. So I go into the iPad and into the Photos app and have a look into albums, because I sent across folders. There is the Harry folder of pictures and the Lovey folder of pictures. So all iTunes has done is take the two folders that have been selected and copy the contents of that folder, so all of the contents of that folder, across to the iPad. If I wanted to be selective and not take all of those pictures, then I'd need to do that through the actual folder itself. So if I go back into the pictures folder and into the Harry folder, and these are all the pictures. So if I didn't want some of these to be synced across, delete some from the original folder, or else create a new folder which was the only one that was going to be copied across. So I've got a number of pictures. There's 29 pictures in that folder. So if I only want the first 6 or so, I'm going to create a new folder with that. So a new folder with that selection, and call that Harry 2. And let's just put it out into the main pictures folder. So I don't want all of them, so I only want this one. Go back to iTunes, and I just want to re-select that photo. So there's Harry 2. So I want Harry 2, I don't want Harry, and I also want that one to be removed. So that's the only folder that I want synchronized across. Then I apply and sync, and it should remove the Harry album and replace it with the Harry 2 album. So you can manipulate what photos are taken across through using iTunes and the original source. So we go back on the iPad and have a look in the Photos app and go into albums, and there's Harry 2. The other album has been removed, as has the Lovey album. Now, getting pictures from your iPad back onto your computer, you can do the same thing by synchronizing your iPad with your computer. But there are other ways of getting pictures off the iPad without connecting it and synchronizing it to iTunes. Now, if you're on a Mac, there are two applications that will do that for you. So if I go into the Finder, Preview comes with the Mac. Preview will import pictures into the computer from the iPad, and the other one is also Image Capture, both of which come on your Mac. So if we look at Preview and open that, and to import pictures from the iPad into the computer, you need to connect your iPad to the computer, with the cable it came with, and go to the File menu, and you can import from the iPad. And these are all the pictures in the Photos camera roll. So these are pictures that I've actually taken with the camera, or screen captured, or taken just by holding a picture down and tapping Save Image. So the last 4 pictures, if I just want those, I can select individual pictures, just take these ones, the last 4, and where am I going to import them? I'm going to import them, and I want them to go into the Pictures folder. And I could create a new folder for them to go into, so I will, new folder. So import from iPad, just select the folder, and that's the destination. I want those pictures all to be put into that folder from the iPad through preview. And they actually open in preview, where you can do some editing. It's a bit of a basic editor. You can resize and annotate them. But as a means of importing them, that's really all I'm looking at here. How do you import them? So I can go back into the Pictures folder in the Finder, and I created a folder called Import from iPad, and there are those 4 pictures. You can sort of see them here. So it's one way of doing it. And the other one is to look at, let's close that, image capture, which has a interface very similar to preview. So you have to have your iPad connected to your computer, then there's the device. It has all the pictures in the camera roll, and again I can just pick some different ones. Pick those 4, and where are they going? They're going to the Pictures folder, but I could put them into anything else, any other application, and delete them after importing them also, so they come off the iPad. Import, and you actually don't get any choice here about creating a new folder. They just go straight into the Pictures folder. So if I go into Pictures, and there they are there, those 4 pictures, and then I'd have to create a folder and put them into it from there. So I could create a folder here, let's call it Test. It's just, so I'll just copy those pictures and put them into the Test folder, and then delete them from here. So this is just file management that you would do on your computer. Now you can also use apps to take photos and video on and off the iPad, and we're going to look at 2 of them. One is called Transfer and one called Photosync. Both are paid apps, but not terribly expensive, $2.99 and $1.99. Transfer is an app that not only can you send and receive photos and videos to computers, but also to phones, tablets, and cloud storage. If I go across, you can upload and download photos from Google Drive or Dropbox or a Flickr account. To me, that makes this app really very versatile. For more detailed information on how transfer works, look in the description for a link to a more detailed video on the process. This is just an introduction to it. Photosync is another application that will let you take pictures, videos on and off the iPad. This one, unlike Photo Transfer, needs a helper application. This is the home page for the Photosync app, where you can watch a demo of it, but it also allows you to download the helper application. So whatever platform you're on, you can download for the Mac or the Windows the Photosync companion. And I'm using a Mac, so on the Mac it actually puts it up into the menu bar, where you can transfer pictures and send pictures. So if I wanted to send pictures from the Mac to the iPad, I can select them from here and transfer them across. You also have in Preferences, if you wanted to receive, where are the pictures going to come to. So when I send pictures from the iPad to the computer, they are going into the Pictures folder unless I create a new one. Or I can send them straight into the photo application, editing applications, iPhoto or Aperture if I had Aperture installed. The same for sending. You can actually put in some preferences. So the other way to get pictures on and off is to use a cloud service. So you can sign up for an account with Google Drive, which has an app, SkyDrive. Windows SkyDrive has an app. Box also has an app where you can upload photos, and Dropbox. All of those you would sign up to online, so going to dropbox.com, sign up for an account, download the appropriate application onto your desktop. So if we go back into my Finder, I've got a Dropbox folder where I can put files from my Documents directory, movies, music, pictures, and put them into Dropbox, where they're accessible from any computer that has an internet connection and from one of the apps, Dropbox app, either on the phone or a tablet or an iPad. So for example, in Dropbox, if I wanted to take pictures from my camera roll and upload them to Dropbox, I can do it automatically. So if I enabled camera upload, every time a new picture was taken, it would immediately be uploaded to my Dropbox account. So in Dropbox, if I wanted to upload some photos manually, I navigate to the folder that I want the pictures to go into. So I want to put them into a Photos folder that's already existing, and I want them to go into my iPad. And now I select the photos that I'd like to be uploaded. So I'm going to select those three and create another folder, call it Test Photos, and this is the folder that I'd like the photos to go into. So if I go backwards, there's the Test Photos inside the iPad folder. So that's the folder I want them to go into. Tap the three dots and upload some pictures. So from the camera roll, and let's just pick a few pictures, just do 3. They're the ones I would like to be uploaded. Tap the upload button, and you can see the progress there as they're uploaded to the Dropbox folder quite quickly. And they're actually gone into that. So if I go back, right back to the photos, and it's in the iPad folder, it's in the test photos, and they're already there. And they'll take a minute or two to be synchronized. You can just sort of see here it's added to the Dropbox folder. So now anything that has an internet connection, I can use to get to those pictures. Google Drive. If I wanted to send some of the pictures from the camera roll up to Google Drive, and I can go into the plus, maybe create a new folder and call it Test Photos, and create that folder. There's the folder. So going to the Test Photos and tap the plus and upload some photos. And just from the camera roll, select one photo and upload that photo. And there it is, gone straight into that folder. So I've now got a photo there within Google Drive. Similar process, Windows SkyDrive. There is a SkyDrive app. So from within Windows SkyDrive, it opens all of the files and folders that are on Windows SkyDrive. So if I wanted to add another one into the Pictures folder, go into the Pictures, add an item, I can take a photo and video with the camera, or choose an existing one. So again, going back to the photo library, just to pick a picture and upload a new picture to Windows SkyDrive. So you can send and receive from the cloud services. So in Windows SkyDrive, add an item, take a photo. So with the camera, I'm just going to take a picture of the screen and use that picture. Now that picture is uploaded to Windows SkyDrive, and that's there. Now Box does something similar. Tapping the plus, can choose a photo or video, or take a photo and video, and that will end up in your Box folder as well. And that's available online or through a phone or tablet, as long as you've got that Box app. Flickr is a online sharing site for photos. With Flickr you need an account, so at flickr.com, sign up for a free account. You get a terabyte of space. All photos are shared in full resolution. One of the restrictions is that no photo can be bigger than 200 megabytes. So you need to sign in, and then you can manage your photos online, adding groups, add sets. But you can also import photos to Flickr from apps on your iPad. Now, there is a Flickr app, but it is an iPhone app, so you don't see the app in its full resolution. So if I open it, it opens as in phone size, but there is a 2x button there that will increase the screen to the iPad size. It's just not the full resolution. So in Flickr you can manage all your photos. So I have sets of photos which are just like groups, if you like, of different things. You can make them public or private, or only allow family to look at them. And you can manage all that on your online Flickr account. You can have favourites, etc. You can also take a picture from your iPad in the Flickr app. So there is a camera button that if I then press that and take a picture of where I'm sitting, just the screen. And there is some simple editing tools within the Flickr app that you can use for that photo. So there's some enhancement ones there, enhance the photo. There's some crop tools, different filters, so setting the brightness, the saturation, etc. White balance, colour balance, levels, sharpen it, sharpen the image. So all that within the actual app. Then next, and then I can actually upload that to my Flickr account. So giving it a title, let's call it the room, and decide whether where I want it to go, what sort of privacy level I want. So it can be public. You can add a location if you want to, and then upload it. So there's the photo up into my Flickr account. That's if you use the actual Flickr app. The other way to use Flickr is you can actually upload photos to it from Google Drive and from Transfer, the app Photo Transfer. So the Transfer app, the Photo Transfer app that we looked at previously, also in its latest edition, can send and receive photos from Flickr. So if I wanted to receive a photo from Flickr, and there is a plugin that you need to first of all buy, and that's only 99 cents, and then you need to associate your Flickr account with Photo Transfer, but that's quite easy to do. Just follow the prompts, and once that's done, I can now select a photo from my Flickr account, so it'll be in the photo stream, and it's this top one. That's the photo I want to download from my online Flickr account to my Photo Transfer app and into my camera roll. So I'm downloading it, and I want to save it high or high resolution as a quality. And I could save it to an app if I wanted to do something else to it. I just want to save it to download it. I don't really want to save it to any album, and it should just go into the Photos app into the camera roll. So it's transferring it. Doesn't take long. To view it, open the Photos app. So within the Photos app, in the camera roll, there's 3 copies of them there, but that's the one I just took. So you can send photos from Flickr to your iPad. You can do it the other way. Send photos from your iPad to Flickr via the Transfer app.